In today's episode, I read Chapter 2 of my book, The Innovation Forge, Collaboration and Staff Engagement. Let's see how innovation meets artistry as we forge something extraordinary together.
You are listening to The Innovation Forge, the #1 podcast on adaptive enrollment management, exploring the data, marketing, and strategy that fuels higher education. Here's your host, David Dysart.
Hello, Guilders, and welcome to The Innovation Forge. I am your host, David Dysart, and I'm thrilled you're joining me on this journey into the innovative world of higher education and adaptive enrollment management. How do you strike the perfect balance between data-driven decision-making and invaluable human expertise of your admissions team? Today, I read Chapter 2 of my book, Collaboration and Staff Engagement. We explore the power of collaboration and staff engagement when building an engagement scoring system. While data is essential for driving institutional strategies, it's the insight and experience of your staff that can truly bring these tools to life. We'll also learn how to foster a culture where staff feel empowered to contribute, ensuring that they don't just adopt new systems, but shape them. Plus, we'll break down how tools like Slate can create a seamless, collaborative process that keeps recruitment efforts both strategic and student-centered. Let's see how collaboration takes shape today. Chapter 2, Collaboration and Staff Engagement. Before we wander into the weeds of building the engagement score rubric, we should take time to discuss collaboration. It goes without saying that decisions need data behind them, driving your institution forward. But that represents one piece of the equation. The expertise and nuanced understanding of your institution and students are crucial in building the score, advancing data, and meeting institutional goals. So let's explore the balance between staff and data insights. The approach and culture of getting your staff involved and gathering their qualitative insights will be crucial in keeping them engaged and contributing to this and other projects. It will also set the stage for them to fully integrate the score into their day-to-day as well as their strategy. This all paves a path that leads you not only to institutional success, but student success as well. With tools like Slate, you can create a frictionless and well-informed environment for projects to be created. And with the collaboration of your team, they understand how this project will build them a tool that allows them to focus on the human work, not just replace them with a machine or algorithm. And by facilitating genuine two-way communication and feedback, you can begin to build an adaptable culture of improvement that can respond to change and needs. Balancing data and expertise. In today's data-driven world, higher education institutions are increasingly relying on sophisticated analytics to inform their recruitment and admission strategies. However, while data-driven insights are invaluable, they must be complemented by the experience and knowledge of admission officers and other staff members. Balancing these two elements is crucial for developing an engagement scoring system that aligns with institutional goals and effectively supports recruitment efforts. Incorporating staff and stakeholders at this stage also increases buy-in from them. For these scores and models to become integrated into your institution's practices and used in meaningful ways, staff will not only need to want to use the final tools, but to craft their strategic approach to work with them. The institution does not simply flip a light switch after implementation and everything changes overnight. Institutions that will benefit the most from these tools will be the ones who take the time to thoughtfully build, integrate, and utilize them. With the sense of ownership and contribution that comes from working on the tools at this stage, staff will be far more likely to use and continue to improve them later. But not to worry, we'll dive headlong into the data and the gears of your historical data later in this book. Data in higher education. Data has become a cornerstone of strategic decision-making in higher education. Institutions are collecting vast amounts of information on prospective and current students, ranging from academic performance and demographic data to engagement metrics and behavioral indicators. This data provides valuable insights into student preferences and behaviors, enabling you to tailor your recruitment strategies and improve the effectiveness of their admission processes. However, relying solely on data can have limitations. Data-driven models may not always capture the nuances of human behavior or account for the unique context of individual students. There may also be limitations to the availability, use, and integrity of data. Admission officers possess valuable insights gained throughout years of experience working with students and your data. Their expertise allows them to identify patterns and trends that may not be immediately apparent from the existing data alone. This is even more important as the tools, tracking, and offerings in Slate constantly evolve, and your institution's use of it changes along with it. A great instance of Slate does not look exactly like it did today minus 1 year ago. Staff expertise. Admission officers and other staff members bring a wealth of experience and knowledge to the table. They have firsthand experience interacting with students and understanding their motivations, challenges, and even aspirations. This expertise is invaluable in shaping recruitment strategies and ensuring that the engagement scoring system reflects the institution's priorities. And if the engagement score was purely meant to be correlated with a particular outcome like applying or enrolling, then we could simply skip to predictive modeling. 1. Contextual understanding. Staff members have a deep understanding of the institution's culture, values, and strategic goals. This context is crucial for interpreting data and making informed decisions about recruitment and admissions. 2. Student interactions. Admission officers have direct interactions with students and can provide insights into their needs and preferences. This firsthand experience allows staff to identify factors that may influence a student's decision to apply or enroll. This becomes increasingly crucial when further developing the CRM to codify, track, or integrate these factors. 3. Institutional knowledge. Staff members possess institutional knowledge that can help guide the development of the engagement score system. They understand the unique characteristics of the student population and can provide valuable input on which behaviors and interactions should be prioritized in the scoring model. Balancing data and expertise, reprise. To create an effective engagement scoring system, you must strike that balance between data-driven insights and staff expertise. This balance ensures that the scoring model is both accurate and relevant, reflecting the institution's goals and priorities. Collaborative development. Involving staff in the development of the engagement scoring system ensures that their expertise is integrated into the model. By working together, data analysts and admission officers can create a scoring system that reflects the institution's strategic objectives and provides meaningful insights into student engagement. Continuous feedback. Establishing feedback mechanisms allows staff to provide input on the scoring model and suggest improvements. Regularly soliciting feedback from staff ensures that the system remains relevant and responsive to changing needs. Data-driven decision-making. While staff expertise is invaluable, data-driven insights provide a more objective basis for decision-making. By combining data with expert input, you can make more informed and equitable decisions about recruitment and admissions. Staff involvement. Effective communication is key to successful collaboration. You can use a variety of tools and platforms to facilitate communication and gather feedback from staff, ensuring that their input is integrated into the scoring model. Slate forms, delivers, and portals. Slate offers a range of tools for facilitating communication and collaboration. Slate forms and portals allow staff to provide feedback on the scoring model, suggest improvements, and track the progress of the project. These platforms enable real-time communication and ensure that all stakeholders are informed and engaged in the process. Workshops and training sessions. Hosting workshops and training sessions can help build consensus and understanding among staff. These sessions provide an opportunity for staff to learn about the engagement scoring system, ask questions, and provide input on its development. Workshops also serve as a platform for sharing best practices and discussing potential challenges. Regular meetings and check-ins. Regular meetings and check-ins with staff ensure that the project stays on track and that any issues are addressed promptly. These meetings provide an opportunity for staff to share their insights and discuss any concerns they may have about the scoring model. Fostering a culture of collaboration is essential for the success of any project. By encouraging open communication and collaboration, institutions can create an environment where staff feel empowered to contribute their expertise and insights. Leadership support is crucial for fostering a culture of collaboration. Leaders should communicate the importance of collaboration and provide the resources and support needed to facilitate it. By modeling collaborative behavior, leaders can encourage staff to engage in the process and contribute their insights. Recognizing and rewarding staff for their contributions to engagement scoring system can help reinforce a collaborative culture. By celebrating successes and acknowledging the efforts of staff, institutions can create a positive and supportive environment that encourages collaboration. Also, encouraging a culture of continuous improvement ensures that the engagement scoring system remains relevant and effective. By regularly reviewing and updating the scoring model based on feedback and new data, institutions can ensure that it continues to support recruitment efforts and align with institutional goals. Providing a Slate architecture. I wanted to further highlight some tools and ideas for using Slate to collaborate. Forms. There will likely be multiple rounds of idea generation, feedback, and refinement. Using a tool like Slate Forms allows these responses to be tied to the person and serve as an iterative reference. From collecting behaviors to include red flags and negative points, bonuses, and recommending points and distributions, Slate offers a clean and effective data collection tool for most projects. See image 1-02.03. It's also a good place to build a request a meeting feature. At the end of the form, I usually add a field about requesting a meeting and additional text box for questions. The form communication then emails me to schedule the meeting. A link to Active Scheduler or some other meeting system would also work. Form responses should be tied to the participants in some capacity, unless you want anonymous responses. The fast and easy way to do this is just use Slate delivered records, throw a test tag on them, and use a form to track data points like role, office, title, etc. I found solidifying these records helps with multiple projects and staff delivers. So I would not utilize the user records, as many staff that could be used in this process won't need associated user accounts. That said, a standalone dataset would be more robust and have less downstream consequences, but it requires the time and exposure or willingness to get familiar with datasets. If we can learn from our daring Quickster, boldly doing things fast and easy, regardless of the intentions of his slippery foe, downstream consequences. Pro tip: add export keys to your forms to use the data and deliver queries, etc. Even if you're not sure if you'll put together or aggregate the form responses, you may need to. So being proactive before the dreaded downstream consequences strikes is always good. You can add export keys to your fields or connect directly to the Slate fields, which will also make responses much easier to use. We will cover one of these uses in the deliver section. Multi-select and configurable joins will be unpleasant, but that's just another issue. Deliver. I like using a standalone deliver to send updates and requests to staff. The email body can contain a curated email chain, so every email to staff can be used as a reference to the project. Paired with the standalone staff records covered above, the emails are also synced with the records and can be using a person-specific link with a keyword. It would look something like this at the end of the URL. @person equals open curly bracket, person dash GUID, close curly bracket, close curly bracket. This also requires creating a custom URL for your form. Otherwise, you would add person equals open curly bracket, person dash GUID, close curly bracket, close curly bracket. For the first parameter of a URL, it starts with a question mark. which Slate will use with the default form URL. Subsequent parameters use an and or ampersand sign. As a Slate captain, I generally recommend all forms to use a custom URL so staff do not have to try to figure out when to use a question mark versus an ampersand to pre-fill forms with student data. And since we added export codes to the forms, or connected form fields to Slate fields, we can add person-specific, aggregate, and other specific responses to the email. In this screenshot, 1-02.06, staff used the form to recommend how many points they would score, e.g. 15 points per event, and a maximum points available, e.g. total of 75 points possible. The deliver generates a person-specific email to send to each staff that lists their responses as a dependent subquery export, but it also contextualizes responses by giving averages from all, or even a subset like counselors, leadership, etc. responses with an independent subquery export. Portal. The same kinds of information and updates being embedded in a deliver can also be plugged into a staff portal. This comes with several added benefits. As projects start, portal content can be added to some or all staff members' portals. If there is an action item, then once they complete it, that content can be removed or updated to show their completion. New action items or updates can float the content back to the staff so they can stay informed and involved. Institutional outcomes. The collaborative approach to developing the engagement scoring system results in several positive outcomes for the college. Improved recruitment strategies. The engagement scoring model, rooted in institution-specific rubric, provides valuable insights into student interests and allows your institution to tailor its recruitment strategies accordingly. By identifying high potential prospects, the admissions team is able to focus its efforts on students who are most likely to apply and enroll. Increase staff engagement. Involving staff in the development process fosters a sense of ownership and commitment to the project. Staff feel empowered to contribute their expertise and are more engaged in using the score and integrating it into the recruitment process as well. Continuous improvement. The collaborative process establishes a foundation for continuous improvement, ensuring that the scoring model remains relevant and effective. By regularly soliciting feedback from staff and updating the model based on new data, you are able to maintain its effectiveness in supporting recruitment efforts. Conclusion. Developing an effective engagement scoring system in Slate requires a collaborative approach that balances data-driven insights with staff expertise. By involving staff in the process and leveraging their knowledge and experience, you can create a scoring model that aligns with your strategic goals and effectively supports recruitment efforts. Collaboration is key to the success of any project, and institutions must foster a culture of collaboration that encourages open communication and engagement. By facilitating communication and feedback, encouraging collaboration across departments, and recognizing the contributions of staff, you can develop an engagement scoring system that reflects the needs and the priorities of the entire institution. The following chapters will explore the technical details of using historical data in automating engagement scoring systems in Slate. Afterwards, we will discuss predictive modeling and how to integrate both scoring and modeling into your processes and leverage these tools to achieve student and institutional success.
This is the Blueprint Breakdowns, your quick reference guide after a discussion or chapter. Here we extract the essentials, highlighting key points, and help you carry clear takeaways back to your daily work. No guesswork's needed. What's the big takeaway from today's deep dive into engagement scoring in Slate? Yes, data drives decisions, but numbers alone can't capture the full picture. Admission officers and staff bring critical insights that ensure your engagement score reflects real student behaviors and institutional goals. If staff are involved in developing these tools, they're far more likely to use and improve them. A system built with their input won't just be another data set. It'll be an essential, strategic tool that they trust. And engagement scores succeed when communication is open, feedback loops are in place, and staff feel valued. Tools like Slate can streamline this process, creating a seamless, data-informed process that enhances, rather than replaces, human decision-making. A well-built engagement score isn't just about tracking student interest. It's about creating a dynamic, adaptable system that supports both recruitment efforts and long-term institutional success.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please grow the guild by rating and reviewing the Innovation Forge podcast or book, or sharing it with a colleague who needs to hear about these creative crossovers in education. The best review or comment every month will get an ebook copy of the Innovation Forge. Particularly great ones will also be featured on future episodes. Thanks so much for joining me on the workshop today. Remember to strike true and let's forge something extraordinary together.